Hi everyone, I'm Kennan.
I'm Filippo.
And today we've come to Rancho Santa Fe where I'm not going to drive an E39 M5.
I'm going to drive the E39 M5.
Yes.
And you are going to fall in love with a Corvette.
You think so?
I'm going to give you a hat right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Now we used these two cars in a challenge recently with Doug in the desert where I chose God's Chariot, you chose a C6.
And I beat you in a drag race, yeah.
You did beat me in a drag race,
yeah.
But I've always wanted you to drive this car and you very much want me to drive this one. So today we're going to find out how much you like the E39 M5 and if I like the C6 Corvette
You will. You will. Who doesn't?
I come with an open mind. Let's get started.
Let's go.
Before we get going though, a quick reminder, you can win one of these cars or the Porsche Cayenne Turbo that was used in Doug's video by going to merch.carsandbids.com and buying some merch.
Yeah.
You're entered to win a contest where you can pick one of the 3 cars to take home and make your own. So after you finish watching this video, click the link in the description below where you can get all the details for the contest to win one of these 3 cars.
That one.
This
that
one.
one.
You want
that one.
This one.
That one. Love that you cleaned off your shoes. This is literally my first time driving an E39 M5.
Now I'm going to make it better for you by pressing the sport button immediately.
I've ridden in your car before, and you told me that the sport button just tightens everything up. Like,
well,
just the response.
Sort of. It tightens up the steering. It increases the pressure in the power steering pump, so it makes it much heavier and just much more precise. It feels better at speed. And it also increases the throttle response, so it changes the throttle.
But I feel like I want the real E39 M5 experience.
That is the duality of this car is what's great about that. However, a stock one with sport on is the way to drive it. For mine, with the slight tune that it does have.
Your personal one,
yes, it has the European throttle map, which is much more fitting.
One of the many modifications on Kennan's M5.
It was a very few.
All right,
it's a reliability.
I've never driven Kennan's M5.
Nobody wants to.
It's truly the only M5 I've ever driven. And up till this moment, I have moved it inside our office.
Yes.
That is the extent of my E39 M5 driving.
I will say right away, this one is much stiffer than mine as the suspension's tired. So you can feel it kind of...
But it all right, I drove here in our Corvette that you will drive momentarily. This feels notably more luxurious, solid. Everything's like a little bit weightier.
Yes, everything, like even down to like the way the buttons like feel to press, I think.
Yeah, it is a beautiful interior. The full leather is the one to have.
Yeah,
which I'm mostly saying for those at home because Kennan doesn't have it.
Yes,
I don't actually have an opinion on this. Sorry, apologies, riding the clutch for a second there.
It's okay, it happens. Every manual transmission car is different.
Yeah. Well, that's the only time it's gonna happen.
Okay, all right. Yes, full leather is really nice. It's very sought after in the E39 M5 community. However, it is difficult to take care of in sunny Southern California because the leather tends to shrink, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of happy I don't have it, to be honest with you. I have the sport interior. Also, the sport interior wears a little bit better.
A little bumpy.
It is bumpy.
The steering wheel feels so nice. The shifter is warm, but like, it feels really nice in the hand.
Well, this was the era where BMW was starting to add thicker steering wheels to their cars. And I think they got it right here. The E9 XM3 that came later got a thicker steering wheel yet. And that's where it started to get a little too hefty, I think.
I will say it's a very quiet car.
Yes.
Like, there's not much engine growl. Our film car today, by the way, is the Cayenne Turbo that Doug drove in the challenge. And they are hustling.
Yeah, well, it's a fast car.
It's a fast car.
It's a fast car. But so is this.
I'm debating how confidence-inspiring this feels.
The thing about the E39 chassis is you have to set it into a corner.
Yeah.
And then you can start to flex the chassis. Like,
right.
You've followed around with the throttle. Like, once you're in, and then you use the throttle to kind of rotate the rear end, it really responds to that.
It's interesting. It's very clearly not like a modern sports sedan.
No.
That's where they've gone for flatness and corners over everything else.
Right. Well,
this leans,
ultimately,
which is not a bad thing.
Right.
Like, it's like more of an experience in a lot of ways as a result.
I think the best way I can describe this car, or the way I've described this car to a lot of people, is that it's supposed to be a fast baby 7 Series. The 5 Series shared a lot in common with the 7 Series in terms of the materials that were used.
Yeah.
A lot of the controls are the same. Just smaller dimensions.
Yeah.
And they never did an M7. They did the 750, but they with the V12, but they never did an M7. And so this car kind of added a slight sporting edge, but ultimately this car's forte is like big speed on the highway is what it loves to do.
I decided to
but
take
it can
second
still
gear
hustle
the way you would.
Yeah.
It can still hustle to acceleration. Not gonna lie, the brakes feel a little bit weak.
Yeah, typical BMW.
But you can make it through a corner really nicely.
Yeah, that induction noise.
That induction noise is pleasant. I will agree. And good torque, good power still, right? It doesn't shove you fully back in your seat, but it feels strong.
Right.
And it does feel like you could do everything in the car.
It's athletic enough where you can. You get in front of this.
Oh, I will indeed. Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry. Okay. The Corvette, you'll see, has a very different clutch engagement.
I'm sure. Yeah, this car loves this road. Having driven this road many times, the E39 does not like tight twisties.
No,
but it likes good flowing, good
these
rhythm.
nice flowing curves.
Yeah.
You can stay in third gear.
Yeah.
I could be in second too, to be honest, but that's not my
third
driving
I
style.
find is good because it's got the torque.
Yep, it's got ample torque. You still feel like you're doing something. You know, like it feels like you can't just.
No.
You could be rough with it, I guess, but like you need like some level of finesse.
There is a certain level that's required to drive this car, but that's part of the fun of it is that it is engaging. It's really fun to use. You talk about modern sports sedans. The E60 after this is night and day better than this car in terms of its handling prowess and feeling like a modern sports sedan. This still feels like kind of a vintage driving experience. It's on that cusp, that transitional period. But that's the charm of it.
It is.
And I will say for long road trips,
this is comfortable.
It's
quiet. It's pleasant. Even though we haven't been driving on the highway, I feel like I could for days and days and days.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the M5. You can do all of those things.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's a 5 Series. So it's nice to use around town. And it's fun because it's an M5. But it also it's just a very it's one of the great all-rounders. It's just really good at everything.
It is really good at everything. I will say it's not exceptional on these roads.
On these roads, no. This is not where it shines.
It's nice. Yeah, I can see where it would be, and it does great. To be clear, I mean, no complaints.
No, it's very much a gentleman's experience. It is not a knife edge racer. If you wanted a sharper car, you bought the M3. That's just what you got.
It feels like a car where you can do anything very competently.
Yeah.
But it's not the car that's going to put the biggest smile on your face doing everything.
No. And keep in mind, this is a car with 185,000 miles.
It feels very solid for 180,000 miles.
Right.
This is an interesting experience. I'm not in love with this M5.
I think you need to drive it on the highway a bit. Yeah. I think you'll see. And really drive it in a spirited manner.
Yeah.
Go fast, because what I find the most satisfying about this car is like I enjoy using it around town, fine, but it's when I'm on the highway, moving. Like it really is just
built for.
And also reasonable highway speed feels like you're going so slow.
Yeah.
It really masks the speed well because it's just like on rails. The solidity is what makes it satisfying to me.
And it is, for what it's worth, like a very pleasant experience. We're just cruising now behind our camera car for some shots, and it just feels wonderful. Even the engine is incredibly refined.
Incredibly. And then you can see why people put exhaust on these cars and do stuff, because you can't hear it.
That's what
it sounds amazing, to be honest with you. This engine uncorked with the right exhaust setup, which is Eisenman Race exhaust cans and a Rogue resonated X pipe.
Eisenman with 2 ends.
Yes, yeah. Eisenman. That is it sounds so, it really gives it the refined rage that the car has.
Despite the fact that I drive a Fiat 500 Abarth, which is the least refined, quiet
buzzy
car known to man. Yeah. Loudest exhaust from a car that size you could possibly imagine.
No muffler from the factory.
I don't want that in life. I want quiet.
I don't think I can do this. I like cars too much.
Kennan, welcome to the Corvette.
Thank you.
In case you forget what car you're in, it says Corvette there, it says Corvette there, giant Corvette logo there.
2 Corvettes on the
gauge cluster, and if you see the heads-up display, it would have welcomed you as Mark J. I haven't reset it.
Mark.
Yeah. Now that's a V8
motor.
You're used to a puny 4.9 liter V8.
Right.
6 liters.
6 liters. Only 6 more horsepower out of a whole liter.
5 years later. But you know what you're gonna do. I've never been in the passenger seat of this car.
Like a lot of Corvette owners.
Yeah. Well, we don't let the wife drive. As Kennan said before. Oh God. We just got out of the
There
M5.
are so many Corvettes. That is true.
We just got out of the M5, and this is a different experience.
Yeah, this is definitely a different experience.
Going over speed bumps alone, I was actually really impressed by the M5 because it handled them well.
Yeah, this car is
This is a harsher ride.
fun.
Thud is right.
Also, you do tend to sit. I mean, the wheelbase of this car is actually pretty short, so you're kind of sitting on the rear axle.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, you feel it too.
You do. You definitely do. Now, this is being the base.
Yeah.
Really was like the most approachable one. This is the one that you would go cruising with. It's not the track monster.
Nope.
This
was 60 grand new.
Wow. Okay. What was the
Your
06?
M5 was like 100, something like that.
74, I think.
All right, so close.
Yeah, so close. But this is a sport. This is
American sports sedan. And I will say the AC is phenomenal.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It is.
We are running T-tops off because I thought Kennan should get the
can.
full experience.
Because you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, good torque.
Finally, you can hear an engine.
Good torque. It's got good induction sound.
It has a great induction noise.
Yeah, I like that. Another car that often gets an exhaust and long tube headers and
yeah, people bore it out. Oh, wow.
Wow, Aventador just out cruising. Good for that gentleman.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You can say it in second for ages, by the way.
I would assume I can do this entire drive in second gear.
Could.
Long gearing, that is for sure.
And when we did our drag race, legitimately, I shifted into third at the very end of the drag race. So that's close to
That's why I was
90, 100 at that point.
I was in like fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
If memory serves.
No.
Instantly,
It's also pretty
it's so
aggressive
light.
when you let off the gas, though.
Yeah, well, it's a big motor, so
motor.
it just like it did a lot of engine braking.
A lot of engine braking.
The steering is, I think, vague would be
Vague is the right word.
the right word. The ride quality for a sports car is not. No, it's not bad.
I will say it's not bad, and on the highway, it evens out even more so, and it's legitimately a good ride.
A lot of steering input for not a lot of direction change.
Yeah.
That's certainly something that's notable.
As I said before, a little more brutish than the M5.
Definitely.
And by a little, I mean a lot.
Definitely more so, yeah. But it's not unenjoyable.
No.
You don't expect this car to be that nice, to be honest with you. It's like you get into it, and you kind of expect the materials to be a little crude, and you know, it's a Chevy from 05 at the end of the day. But that's not the point. The point is affordability, speed, reliability. That's what this car is about.
Yep. You're paying for the engine.
You're paying for the motor.
You're paying for the hatchback trunk space. No, actually, I think that throw it in for free.
Yes, the very practical.
It is practical, okay.
But even like, you know, we're not really flying.
Nah, we're behind
not
a
on a
GLC
racetrack,
300.
yeah. And it's perfectly enjoyable.
It is. And it's got great power.
It's got
In
really
a way where the M5, like, you kind of just pick up speed. You don't realize the speed you're picking up.
Yeah, this
And kind of realize here you are, it's an experience.
you're more aware. Yeah, definitely. Like, and the throttle response is not quite the same as the thing, but it's got good torque. Like, it's got a nice punch to it.
It does. And as you climb in the revs, you're hearing it and you're feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a sports car. You should.
It's a sports car.
Indeed.
Do you like the view on the hood with the bulges?
I do. It ain't slow.
No.
Wow, it pushes like crazy though.
Yeah.
I suspect that's because the tires are not exactly Michelin Pilot Super
They
Sport.
are actually Michelin Pilot all seasons.
Are they?
Yeah.
They feel like it. little squidgy. Wow, the torque. I'm just in third gear and it just hauls off.
By the way, we are still following Cayenne Turbo,
Which is the most impressive.
Which is
the LS2. There's no wonder it ends up in so many resto mods and gets swapped into stuff. Like, it's just a solid lump of a motor.
It is a solid lump of a motor. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, if you're looking for, I think, like a fun driving experience, the iconic Corvette name.
Yep.
Reliability. Like, as somebody who owns a BMW, I'm just been like beaten over the head with not on reliability, but just maintenance costs. And this car just doesn't have them like the German rivals. Not even that the M5 is a German rival, but you know, like European equivalents. Like,
I don't even know what that would be.
I don't even really know what that would be, to be honest.
This is a true American experience.
Yeah, and I, you know, to be honest with you, it's way better than I was expecting.
The hat is fitting now, huh?
Hell yeah.
Kennan has become a Corvette person, everybody.
Let's not get carried away.
No, put the hat back on, hat back on.
I'll wear it for you, but
Thank
for
you.
you only.
And for the car.
But honestly, like it is an enjoyable experience. There's no wonder they sell so many of them.
They sold so many of this car.
Yeah,
I looked
it
when we
makes
started
sense.
the challenge, and it's in the hundreds of thousands.
Honestly, the shifter is like, I don't mind.
No, it's not bad.
Mind that at all.
Kennan, you've driven a Corvette now, and you're
I have-
still wearing the hat.
Driven the almighty C6. Yeah, you can have this back now. But I have to say the C6 is way more competent than I was expecting, and it's fun. And for the money, it's wonderful. And if someone wins the giveaway and gets this car, they're getting a really fun, reliable, very usable, enjoyable experience. Needs an exhaust. Give it a little more oomph, but
It's got plenty of oomph.
I'm here for it.
It's got more oomph than this car. Drag race proves it. Drag race proves it.
1 liter and 6 horsepower.
Drag
actually.
race proves it.
And what were your thoughts on the E39?
It's such a great do-everythinger.
It is.
It's just so competent, so clearly competent and luxurious and pleasant all around. But I kind of miss the rawness of the Corvette.
Interesting. You like the American grit.
I love the American grit. Yeah.
I don't mind it, to be
As a
honest.
nice Italian boy, I love the American grit.
Maybe that's what it is. It's that I grew up in the Midwest and I'm used to it, and I want
Right.
the European
That's a
refinement.
great
You
point.
grew up in Italy, you want the American rawness. Maybe that's what it is.
The Corvette is kind of the like more powerful Fiat 500 aboard Cabriolet. Cabriolet-ish. Raw, loud, you like really scoot forward.
It's evolving.
It's
It's evolving and fun, and I enjoyed it way more than I was expecting. But my E39 M5 is not going anywhere. But if you want to win one of these cars or the Cayenne Turbo, which is the unspoken hero of the day, because man, is that thing flipping fast, then you can go to merch.carsandbiz.com for all of the details where, well, truly you can win and go home with one of these cars. And whichever one you go home with, in my opinion, you go home with a dang nice car.
You sure do.
Cool. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll talk to you
Thanks for
soon.
letting me drive it.
Anytime. Go drive home in it. Enjoy it on the highway.
I will. Bye.
Goodbye.
Locked.